Alright, let's get started. Hello everybody, we're back, doing more terraforming. I cannot stop terraforming, for the life of me. I swear, I try, but it's not working. Yeah, we're gonna do more terraforming, mostly because I didn't want to finish that section off camera when we've been doing most of it on stream. And I wanted to make sure you guys actually saw the finished thing. It's gonna be in the video this Friday, maybe, hopefully, it'll be in the video. I think I'm gonna put it in the video, just because I need some stuff in it, and we've been working on this quite a lot. But yeah, so we're gonna do this section over here, just trying to finish off what we've been working on the past like 3 streams. I think it's been like 3 streams. I think 1 stream ago we did that little patch right there, but we've been spending 3 streams just doing the river and then doing this. We're not doing any of the river today. I can't do any more of the river because I can't make, a clip out of that, and it's crunch time for my video. So, we're going to do trees, we're going to do rocks, we're going to do a little bit of texturing on these walls. So I think that's where we're going to start, because I think that's where we can get done really fast. I think. I'm going to grab more food for my eats, for my mouth. This is empty, right? Yeah. Cleared it out just before. Okay. So yeah, we're gonna texture up the rocks and the retaining walls just to make sure that they're both looking nice, and we can then move on to the trees. My goal is to get majority of the trees done, hopefully. Hopefully majority of the trees. I don't know if we will, but we can try. Hello, Slayer of Pizza. Bam. We're gonna grab some of this, some of this, some of this, and we can grab all of these. Let's start with the walls, I think. I want to start with the walls, just so we can have them done. They're, they don't need to be super detailed because they're gonna get covered up with, trees, foliage, etc. So they don't need to be the, cleanest things in the world. But I do think that, right here where you just walk out a little bit would be nice to have it textured. And we'll actually start on the other side of the tunnel, just because we want to. I also have the option later on in the stream, if we want, we can actually build a parking lot, because I have a parking lot designed in a creative world, and I think it's ready for it whenever. What we're doing, we're going to texture, bunches of stuff, and then we're gonna build trees. Hopefully build a few trees. Let's do probably a little bit like that, and just try and give everything a little bit of something nice. When we get to larger walls, I'll start moving into stairs, slabs, and actual wall blocks, so that way we can get some depth on this. I really wish I had the tough variants of stuff, like the brick that is in modern versions of the mod, or of the game, because I keep seeing one creator that's used a bunch of the tough polished tough, I think is what it's called, but I just don't have access to it, and I won't have access to it for quite some time. Unfortunately, we can't grow trees in this. As much as I would love a mod that just makes it so I can plant a sapling and it grows into my custom tree, that would be so nice. But also, we just have to build them. So we'll get it done slowly but surely. Not what I wanted. I wanted this. I'm gonna try and give some highlights every once in a while. Big thing with texturing is you just kind of have to play around with a bunch of stuff, see what works. Let's try that. Maybe? I think possibly, if done correctly. Maybe? Maybe. The thing with terraforming is you really have to just play around and then take a step back, and it kind of takes a long time to figure all that out and decide, oh yeah, I do like that. Maybe if we mix in a little bit of that. Yeah, I think that works. And we can do just a little bit of the green. Green. I think that works. Yeah. Hello, Spike. How are you, my friend? How are you doing this fine evening? I've been streaming a lot this week. I don't know why. I think it's just I've had a lot of free nights currently. So I've just been taking the opportunity to get work done. And my whole like last week of school was all exams, so I haven't had any like homework carry over into the new week. So it's been really, really nice. Let's see if we could get away with something like this. We break a block back here and break into that a little bit. What do we think? It needs a little bit of work around the edges, but I think something like that could be cool. Just break it up just ever so slightly. That doesn't work. Or well, will it work? It will eventually work. I think. Maybe. Very possibly. Keeping me entertained? Good. Good. My laptop is laggy. I'm sorry, Beast. Entertain Spike or perish. Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I think if I don't entertain Spike, he might die. I was gonna say he might come over and like fight me, but like as long as he came over. Hello, Dragon Sage. What did I come over here for? I came over here to sleep, but also to grab something. Course it. That's what it was. I remember. Let me sleep. Oh, it kind of lagged out a little bit there. It's okay. We'll get through it. Okay. Away. Let's see if that little like wall section works. Does it work on like a grand scale? Maybe if I replaced like one of these as well. It's hard to make it like look damaged. I think that kind of works. Especially if we get like some stone buttons or something. I also realized there is no rooted dirt in this pathway. That's something else we'll have to do. But let's go ahead. Actually, even, you know, just take this out of ways with just the regular. I think that'll work. Yeah. And it kind of smooths the corner a little bit. I'll try this. With a little bit more cobblestone action. Hello. You should build that building I made in memory of you. Okay, I actually kind of really want to. Or at least something similar. I put a poll in the Discord a while ago about this area. Actually, I think it closed. It closes in 2 days, so you can still go vote on it. I asked if I wanted to make this into the para enclosure, or if this should be just forest and stuff. What I think it's gonna be is some sort of maintenance building, but surrounded by forest. Like, it's not gonna be a big maintenance building, but some kind of like generator or something like that. I think it would be cool. As much as I would like to make a pizza statue, I don't think people would like it in the middle of the park. How do you record your videos with? Because when I'm older, you want to make videos. So videos is kind of a journey, just regardless of how you make them. You can make them with just one program. You can make them with multiple programs. Personally, I use OBS, which is a really powerful program. Really like it a lot. But it uses, like, it records your screen and your audio. And then you can use an editing software. Personally, I don't use the best editing software. I use like a program called Filmora, which is like super duper old and should totally probably upgrade that eventually to a better. There's a couple of different like editing softwares that are like miles better. So if you have the means to get them, I would suggest. But I bought Filmora when I was like 10 for like $70, and I've just stuck with it because I've been too lazy to pay for anything else. So, but I use OBS to record my screen, and I just use Filmora 14, I think is what they're on now, to edit. And yeah, there's just little tips and tricks. I couldn't tell you everything I know, like even just in this stream. We'd be here too long, but there is just a lot of like different things that once you start doing YouTube or start making videos, you'll just pick up. I think that that's too inset, and I don't like that. I think I made a misstep. I think maybe just 1 or 2 stairs as damage, not that deep of an inset. I think just something like this would be better. Because the other, what I just did looked really unstable, if I'm being honest. I think this will be fine. We can just do that and that. And that looks fine. That looks better. Want me to send you the world so you can get just the building? Sure. I'll take it, Spiky. I'll take it. But I don't want to copy yours. I want to see if I can try and come up with something. Because I recognize that. Is that from Rebirth? Or like the Rebirth DLC on Evo? Like, because that's what it kind of reminded me of. I played that on stream not too long ago. It was tons of fun, but it did, like, that specifically, like, that building reminded me of it. And I was like, I wonder if he got that from Rebirth. It did have, like, that movie did have some cool builds, like, buildings in the background. The script and the story were the downsides, but, like, the cinematography and the world that they were in, like, looked pretty cool. Oh, first or second game? Okay, I guess they probably reused it for the Rebirth stuff, because it looked very, very, like, looks very, very familiar. At least just the roof style where they had, like, grass going on top of it. I think that this is looking cool. Yeah. I mean, this is not really that important of a wall, but it now looks better than just straight tough, which I'm happy with. So let's do similar things over here in the tunnel section. Try and get a little bit of this in here. It's going to be blue for a second, but then it'll turn to gray in like 3, 2, 1. There you go. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, and we'll do probably a little bit like that. Yeah, just try and make it look mossy. Give it mossy vibes. What's up? What's up, everybody? How are you all doing today? I don't think I asked. How's everybody going? How's everyone's lives doing? Doing good? I hope so. No. There. Yes. Yes. I don't think it needs to be as serious in this tunnel. Actually, well, we can add some, like, different crevices and stuff. Some little damage here and there. We can also probably add some, like, mossy bricks stairs. I know that's an option we always have. Oh, don't want that to be stairs. I want that to be blocks, please. Thank you. And we'll do this one as a little bit damaged. Especially by the entrance, actually. That makes a lot of sense that it would be particularly damaged. Trying to actually take that back because I don't want that side of the lamp to be taken. But that's fine. This is fine. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's good. I think... Yeah. We might need a little bit more cobble. Yeah, I need some more mossy cobble. More mossy cobble, please. And then once we get these retaining walls done, we'll move on to the rocks, like these rocks here. We're gonna try and have a bit of a different palette from the retaining wall because I think I do rocks pretty similarly, but I want them to be just distinct enough that it sets them apart enough, essentially. We'll just do... That looks fine. Bum. Hello, Mason. How are you doing? Oh my gosh, it's Fern! What a cutie. Bum. If you've not subbed to Fern, what are you doing? Oh, wait! That reminds me. Sorry, because I've been kind of quiet. Turn the music on. Just so we can have some nice vibes. If you're studying, doing an exam, or like studying for stuff right now, or just relaxing, the Minecraft music is always peak. You hope they add some sort of prehistoric penguin? Don't worry, I've been campaigning. Poe knows exactly what I would like to see in the mod. I want the Great Auk to be added. They posted like a I think a model preview forever ago. It was on the wiki for forever. And I am so excited whenever they get around to adding that. I've told Poe that I would really like to make a custom skin for it. I think I've told her that before. Or maybe I told Rob. I don't remember who I said that to. But it was one of the two. And I told them I would really like it if when we named the Great Auk like Coda or something, it could get just a little neck tie. Little businessman tie. Little business suit. I think that'll be cute. Okay. I think things are cool. We can add another, like, bit of damage there. I'm doing most of the damage with stairs, just because it's a little bit harder to do with slabs in this setting. I think that's good on the inside of the tunnel. Let's sleep real quick. So we don't get gangbanged by creepers. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a pretty easy day. I woke up, I went to class, I got back, and then did some homework, and then decided, you know what, let's do some streaming. Is the parking lot you shown on the Discord in the world? No, it is not yet. There might be a few more tweaks that I make to it, but we might go ahead. If we want to today, we could even work on that a little bit. I feel like the info center and the aquarium together need a little bit more than a dirt path going to them. Just because, like, if we're building a national park, there is going to be roads and streets. Not everywhere, obviously. I don't want to build a highway through the very beautiful landscape we've got going here. But I do want to include some access ways. Like, I'm thinking... It filtered me out. Coded... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Poe. Sorry. I want to have a, like, kind of a road, like an official, actual road that comes from World Spawn, travels around here, maybe loops around the back of the info center under this little passageway, which was always the intention for that section, and then probably into the parking lot here. And that's where you just park your car before you go out into the park, go on the hike or whatever. I just feel like most national parks actually do have some kind of main parking lot where you can park your car, and that's typically at some sort of info center or something like that. Um, and then, you know, you go about what you're doing in the park that day. But I just wanted to kind of give that little bit of use for the info center, is to be like the main starting point of the park where you leave your car and then you go for it. I also, like I said, the aquarium is such a like attraction of a building. Like it feels weird currently because if you I'm gonna fly over there and show you. Um it's just connected via a dirt path up to this very official looking building. And I don't like it. I think it looks weird. I've always thought it looked weird when I did this, but I like connected it up just to connect it up. But I would also kind of like to build like a little parking lot there and then connect it up, probably with a road going around the whole quarry lagoon thing, probably going around the swamp and then connecting up to the same road that I want the info center to connect up to, which is a big project. And probably a project that we're gonna honestly handle completely on stream, unless I feel like putting it into a video. Just because I don't know if it's a super exciting project. Let me know. I'll probably ask before I just go ahead and send it and do it like that. Do I have any more mossy brick stairs on the inside? I think I had some down in the thing I'm working on. I've not changed this since last stream, so if you don't want spoilers for the next episode, turn away for like a second. Because I need to see. There we go. I don't really need cracked brick. We'll use a little bit of mossy. I need to put some cracked brick and mossy brick in there. Maybe not mossy, but some cracked brick. Bum, bum, bum. I also love just going around the world because you'll just find random shulker boxes like that. I think that's filled with gravel. I don't remember. Let's see. What was I doing? I was doing over here. We were working on the tunnel. Should we do that? No, let's do this one as regular. Yes. And part of me wonders if I should have established this arch a little bit better. With maybe some brick there and there. But I might change that later. That's a good candidate for that. This one. And we'll do this one and that one. I think that just gives a little bit of variation, which is nice. Should we put a little bit of variation in the floor, maybe? Like a few cracks here and there? If I'm not visiting, I can have at least 60 chicken nuggets. Nice. Bro. Ah, no. I don't want to open developer mode. Don't want to. What was I grabbing? I think I need a stone cutter, don't I? Yeah. Not what I wanted. Not what I wanted still. This. Stone cutter. We want... I'm gonna grab a couple of these. And... I'm gonna grab a little bit of those. I just want to see something. Do I have any more stone over here? No? Okay, I grabbed no stone. Wait, I know where stone is closer. It'll be back down in the spoiler area. it will be back down here. If you don't want to see this again, look away for like 2 seconds. These and these. That'll be fine. Do we have any andesite in here? Trying to see if I do or not. I'm gonna just take this. That could work. There we go. Have another grass block. Also reach distance though. Well, I don't want to. That sounds really cool, and I might test that out in creative, but I don't want to do that in the survival world. Mostly because I am scared. Okay, let me try. I just want to see if I, like, maybe broke this and placed it down to that level. Does that kind of look... I think that looks slightly better. Of just having that little connection to the ground. Yeah, I like that. Sorry, sometimes when you're building, you kind of get little ideas for tiny improvements, and they're oftentimes pretty worth it. And now we just need some, like, cracked brick. I don't have any mossy brick anymore. But, like, something like that. It just gives it a little nice little frame. You're gonna go study for a bit? Good luck, Poe. That just closes the game. Wow. Well, thank you. I don't want to close the game, because that would suck. There we go. I think that's good. Wait. No, because I was repetitive. I'll go like that. Yeah, that's perfect. Maybe not perfect, but I like it. Oh, nice. Thank you, chat. Bum bum bum. Bum 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 bum. Okay. I think that section is good. Let's do this little bit, and then we can honestly move on to the rocks, because I think that's the only ones I really need to do. I guess we could maybe do this one. I just added this last night as a little wall. Yeah, it won't take us too long to do that one as well. I think if we can just do that little bit, that'll be good. And then we can do the rocks real quick. And then we can start trees. And there's only like 1, 2... Yeah, there's only 2 rocks. 3 rocks technically, but that one's really small. And then maybe looking up at these ones. Yeah, a few of them need it. But all in all, that's fine. I think that'll be good. Let me sleep though. I always do that. I've done this every stream so far, where I've been trying to sleep and it just won't let me, because it's still daytime. I wonder if there's a way in the settings for this, for the shaders, that I could decrease the time at which it starts going sunset mode on us. There we go. Beautiful sunset. Okay. In my inventory, I've got a lot of junk right now. Grab some of this. Grab this. Grab. I don't think we'll be able to put much damage into this one, but it'll be fine. This one might also get extended, because like I said, I want to build a road. And I tried to fool around in creative a little bit to figure out where that was going to come in. But I don't exactly know. Okay. Oh, I was also going to add a little bit of roughness here. Something like that. Yeah. Just a tiny bit. To make it look traveled on. Even do. That's too much. I mean, those three are probably fine. Let's see if we can make that one slightly longer. Yeah. And we could even connect those. Just trying to variate the shape. Vary. There you go. Vary the shape a little bit. I think that's an improvement. Yeah. It feels nice. I wish there was another, like, light gray color like that. That could be used in builds. I guess that might exist in future versions of the game. But sadly, here in 1.20.1, we don't have that. I'm so excited for when we get, like I said, polished tough. I really want a lot of the copper features that were part of the copper drop or whatever it was called. Like, I think that those will be really, really beneficial to building. And I'm very excited for that. Okay, let's put a highlight here. I think. Mies thinks. Not that. I think also newer versions have better control over the music. Like, I think there's a couple more options to control the music. And I would really like that, because I would like it more often than how it is right now. Like I said, when we started the stream, like I like turning it up on streams, because sometimes I do just get locked in and don't talk as much, so it's nice to kind of have the Minecraft music in the background. And I wish I had more control over it right now. Maybe there is a way currently, but I just don't know it. It's okay. I think that could be fine. Let's add a little bit of wall damage. Like maybe just that is fine. This one. Yeah. Yeah. That's fine. I think that's good. Now the last step of my master plan for this, what we just did, was the other area needed rooted dirt, if I'm recalling. I think I said that, didn't I? That it had no roots. Yeah, I think I have some over here. Yes. Rooted dirt and buttons. And maybe a little bit of grass and ferns is something we can add on that other side. We will have to terraform this a little bit eventually, but it's not needed now. There's a mod that lets you control it. I might look into that. Because when I'm playing and when I'm recording, I don't use it. Use the music, that is. Just because, like, I don't want to accidentally leave it on and not realize, and then, you know, the video gets copyright striked or something like that. Which would suck. I mean, I'm making a Minecraft video, but it also, what's it called? I don't want to leave it on in a clip, because sometimes music stops me thinking what I'm talking. If that makes sense. Like, kind of like how it just did a second ago. Like, I was trying to think about something to say, and then I was going to say it, and then the music hit a note, and then it left my brain. So in that regard, I don't like leaving it on when I'm doing, like, just playing or recording. Just base game stuff. But when I'm streaming, I like to have it on, because I know some people like it. Try and get a little bit more texture in this here dirt. And we could do a little bit of grass and stuff as well. You know, I told myself that I would get right into the trees at the beginning of the stream this time. And I like how I've gotten distracted. I also said that to myself last time as well. And then we started working on the riverbed. Anything but building trees is what this stream should have been called. Though that gives me a good idea for the next stream. If I'm honest. Anything but trees. Nope. Right there. Right there. And there we go. I think that's looking fine. Yeah. This helps a little bit, and we'll add some stones kind of by this damage here. And some stones over here. Just by the damage. And finally, for this little pathway here, just some ferns and some grass. Try and blend things a little bit better. I forgot to do this when I actually put out this Attackosaurus episode. So, because I told myself that I would come back. It is evident that I did not actively come back. That's okay. I think that one can just stay open. Then we can put a fern there. Then over here we'll put a fern, some grass, another fern. Yeah, that's fine. That'll be good. So, if we take a little look back, that little bit of detail does help. It might not seem like it, but that little tiny bit of detail does help. And we'll actually go through a little bit more on this side. That'll be fine. There. Just a nice little bit. Let's also get some dead bushes, actually, now that I'm thinking of it. Dead bushes are also really cool. Let's see. All right. I'm going to just do dead bush, and dead bush. And maybe dead bush there. Maybe that was what it needed. I think all this works. Dead bush there. Yeah. Good. I think I'm happy with it. Finally. Sorry, I know I sometimes get locked in on one section. And we're back to trying to sleep again. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. Trying to see. Because we actually have a lot of dead space in this area that needs to be terraformed. I don't think I'll terraform this until we put the building I want to put in there. And I also need to do the roadway going through here before I terraform this area. I really want to make, like, see this? This is, like, meant to be a stream starting from somewhere. I might make this, like, a road runoff. Or, like, a storm pipe system. Just kind of draining from the info center and other stuff. Like, not really a sewer pipe because, you know, we don't want sewage just going straight into the swamp. But maybe a stormwater runoff. Because, yeah, I think that'll be cool. Okay, let's do the rocks. And then, after we get the rocks done, we can move into trees. I also hope that these past couple streams have been a little view into my mind and how all the terraforming in each of these episodes actually gets done. And the answer is slowly. Very, very slowly. Because I am all over the place. Okay. Try and keep it all organized here a little bit. Now, let me get out my rock box. And it's more or less some of the same stuff. Andesite. Oh, we're out of andesite in this one. Okay, we might need to go refill, actually. Just a few things. We actually have the mossy cobble stuff, because I got that all for the wall. Which was smart of me. Got a little bit of andesite, but not as much as we typically need. Thank you, Axolotl King. Some of this, and some of this. Not a lot, though. I don't think. We'll grab it, but I think we'll be fine. Let's go refill on andesite. Because that I am for sure out of. Greenhouse. If you didn't see the last episode, there's the greenhouse. It's cool. I like it. You should watch the last episode. It was fun. We need some more andesite slabs. I think that's all we'll need, really. It's just a few rocks. It's just a few rocks. And we can add a few, maybe like small ones in the middle here. Yeah, just somewhere. Let's start with Lover's Rock. We'll start with this little one. What I'm going to do, probably just some tough there. And let's see if we can break in here. There. Be tough. And then this is a stair. We're going to just do that. Doom, doom, doom. I just broke that piece of grass. That's probably why I should have done the rocks before the foliage. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It'll be okay. Calm down, Coda. You'll be fine. And then let's do a little bit of art. I think that works. Simple, but effective. And then for this one, we shall do similar. Where I try and do darkness underneath, like little spaces like that. Where there's for sure like less light getting there. I try. We're gonna break it in a little bit out here. Is this a slab or a stair? This is a stair. And a stair there. Ooh, we want to put some probably right there. Would be just fine. Actually put a little bit of that. Since this rock's a little bit bigger. And I just basically try and transition it from the darkness to the mossy to cobblestone and then andesite and stone. I don't know if like this is the best way. I know there's a bunch of different ways to texture rocks. But this is the way that I've done throughout most of the world. And in an effort to keep things consistent, it's the way we're going to keep doing it. Ideally. Hello, Rugged Cat. How are you? Let's do that one. Oh, hi, WanDT. Anything nice? Anything cool? No. Please remove yourself from my park. Goodbye. Cool. You guys say nothing, okay? You saw nothing. Are we in an understanding? You all saw nothing. Perfect. Yes, you are all my accomplices now, by the way. Sorry, not sorry. Let me into this little space here. There we go. Let's do mossy cobble. Honestly, I think just cobblestone there will be fine. I think that'll be good. What about myself? Doing good, doing good. A little bit of a more chill day. I'm probably a little bit tired. So I don't know if I'm as energetic as I typically am on these, but I wanted to get work done. So we're getting work done. So we're just chilling. We're just chilling. Hanging around. You guys have any questions? Let me know. Can be about the dinos world. Favorite dinosaur. It gives me stuff to talk about, if we're being honest. And if you know me, you know how much I like to talk once I get rolling on a subject. Let's see. I think my chance like that. Honestly, let me try just adding a little bit of shape like that into this one. Just to see how we can get on with that. If we don't end up liking it once the whole rock is textured, we can obviously remove it, but not that what I wanted. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm gonna do some andesite starting here. How's the SMP? The SMP is, if I'm being honest, it's been a little inactive recently. I personally have not worked on anything for it. I might try and wrap up the season 1 series with something, but I don't really know if it's worth it for me yet. Just trying to figure out if I should or not. If there's enough want for a 5th and final episode, sure. But as of right now, I've been trying to focus on my Dinos world because that seems to be where everyone wants to see content from. My last 2 like SMP videos just didn't seem to perform that well. So I don't want to waste anyone's time with stuff that, you know, no one really wants to see at the current juncture. I think just everyone got really busy in real life. So it's been harder and harder to participate in that. Let's see. Let's go like that. I think it'll be fine. But yeah, I definitely, unfortunately, I don't think we'll be doing the volcano. I'd rather, like, save it for a future series than on the SMP, just because the activity on the server side of stuff hasn't been super active, at least when I'm playing. And again, I'd rather focus on this world where most people are seeming to want content from. So Sauropod Squad joined a new SMP. Yeah, he did. I saw the Pokemon one. Some people asked me if I wanted to join that, and I told them that my answer is pretty no. I'm not a big Pokemon person. I know a lot of people are really into Pokemon and know a whole lot. I know next to nothing, and I just don't find Pokemon that enjoyable. And like I've said this many times, I would never make a series that I myself wouldn't watch, and I would not watch a Pokemon series. So, I don't think I would ever make one. Why don't you use Vein Miner and Tree Decapitator? Because two things, really. I like the vanilla gameplay. I like this feeling like it's just a vanilla world with dinosaurs. And a part of that is I like just the vanilla style of mining, where you break one block at a time. It makes all my builds feel more worth it to me. I like Vein Miner. It definitely speeds some things up. But I also like I try and make sure what I'm playing is something I enjoy. Like kind of similar to the like a series I make. I want to, take pride in it. Part of like what makes, in my opinion, survival challenging and fun is the fact that every single block you place is a block you had to mine. So I just like the vanilla grind of it all, the one for one. And vein miners don't necessarily ruin an experience for me, but I don't think they help as much as they hurt my willingness to play. If that kind of makes sense. I like the game as it is in vanilla, so this series I've always liked to keep rather vanilla. It was nice, like the vein miner was nice on the SMP, but I definitely would go through resource mine and then just build, and then I'd just be so sick of playing because I don't think I had as much fun with the resource gathering side of everything. So yeah, I prefer to just vanilla break it all. And that's just a personal preference. There's no right or wrong way to play the game. If you like Vein Miner, I say go ahead and use it. And I know some YouTubers definitely do. They love Vein Miner. But I'm just one of those people that really, I like it, but I don't like using it. Does that make sense? I don't like using it in for what this basically is my forever world, so. So sometimes I do things a little inefficiently. And I think I've said it once, but I play inefficiently, but that's how I have fun. There we go. I think just trying to work in some. How does this look? Over here, it looks pretty good. It does kind of give that heart-shaped vibe that I was talking about. You know? It totally looks like a heart. And I don't know if there's anything to be done to fix that, but, I think it's fine. I think it adds a little bit of lore. A little bit of lore. The buzzword, lore. Let's see if we could, maybe place some light gray carpet, for chance. Underutilized rock building material. And I'm going to bring this block forward. Taking a step back. Honestly, for a rock that's not even in an enclosure, I think this is pretty much fine. I think the only thing that needs texture is maybe right here. And I think that one actually needs to be andesite. Sorry, I'm not doing enough thinking out loud currently. But I'm trying to basically just transition, like I said earlier, from darker to lighter as we go up. When will you work on any mammal or ice age habitats? I have plans, kind of. They're just one of the ones that I struggle with. If there are two types of species that in this mod I struggle to build for. and I've just fallen. And that is small creatures and the mammals. The mammals I struggle to build for because I know less about them. And also, they're so different from the dinosaurs that I like struggle building them enclosures. And I also am struggling to figure out how they'll fit into this park. With that said, I have a few ideas. I kind of thinking that the lagoon area might turn into a mountain out the back with the quarry. I might also build a mountain out this way, like towards past the plains. Like if you come out here, I've got a lot of area out this way. Heck, I might even put them out this way because there's already partially a mountain behind the greenhouse. I might just like this is more like a cliff. I want to make a mountain, and I was thinking of putting the Ice Age creatures in kind of like a valley of sorts, like a ravine. Not really a ravine, but like bigger. Hard to explain. But kind of an inverse of Ice Age 2 or 3, whichever one had dinosaurs in it, where the mammals are the ones that are like kind of secluded as opposed to the dinosaurs. I guess is the best way I'm gonna say that. When's the next video gonna be out? Hopefully Friday. I make no promises ever because sometimes again it takes me longer than I anticipate to fully create a video and edit it all. I do all the editing and the like building myself, so that's a big part. But then I also have like school going on right now, so sometimes I have to prioritize what I work on. So sometimes videos take a little bit longer, but I try and post every 2 weeks, and 2 weeks since the last video will be on Friday, and it is my goal to have the video out by then. I've got a good 7 or so minutes, I think, completely edited down. And so that'll be good. Let's go ahead and do these rocks. I think if we do the back side of the ones that are already mostly textured, we can get this like little row done super fast, and then we'll just have this rock. Let's start with this one. Which dinosaur is my favorite? Stegosaurus. Has and always will be my favorite of all time. My favorite carnivore kind of switches back and forth, but my favorite of all time is Stego. Gotta love the Stegos. They're just one of the most unique in my opinion. They've got a really unique build, and they just look cool. I think when I was a kid, maybe my favorite was Triceratops, but I think ceratopsians are so oversaturated, I guess, in today's paleo media that I don't know when or how. It was definitely like before I was an adult, but I switched over to liking Stegosaurus more. Just because Stego's also like really, really unique, and there's not a whole lot of like representation for the Stegosaurus family. Like Stegosaurids. I don't know if that's like the proper word for it all, but yeah, I just like them. They're cool. I like the idea that one swing from that tail, like, completely breaks an Allosaurus's jaw. I think that's just a cool thing for an animal to do. Like, imagine if a giraffe could do that to a lion. I mean, it technically can with, like, a kick, but, you know, I think a kick. I don't know. I'm no expert. But it's just cool to me to think about a little bit. Like, they weren't defenseless. They were wired to the gills. Not that. Cobblestone. I think that's already better. Again, I'm texturing these when you're not really going to have, like, seen them. You might see them out of this. It's summer. What do you mean you have school? I have summer school, and not because I like did bad or anything. Just my program for college has us going all year round. We do semesters where we work instead of going to school, and those take place like sometimes during the year. Like all of my last semester, while everyone was actually in school, I was just working at, you know, a local company, on like an internship, and then I've gone back to school in the summer, and I'll be, you know, doing another internship in the fall, just kind of switching back and forth. It's just part of the program that I signed up to do when I decided to go to college, and I'm over halfway through it now. So honestly, pretty proud of myself. It just has been harder and harder to with uh keep up with videos whilst doing school and work and stuff like that. Like I remember last semester I don't think I always stayed to my 2-week goal. I should probably stop saying schedule. I feel like most YouTubers say schedule. I don't really want it to be a schedule because again, I am one of those people that can't always keep up with that just because of my school and life. So it's more of a 2-week posting a video goal. It's what I have in my brain to be like, oh, I should post a video. And try and keep me on track building with correct speed. But like I said, it varies. And that's okay. I think that YouTubers that like full hard send on like a set schedule and they like they absolutely do not let themselves break that schedule, sometimes hurt themselves. Like it can be a lot to just do to like keep up with, and then also sometimes if they like don't just take a break, the content really suffers and becomes like not that great as it was. You know what I mean? If you've ever seen a YouTuber like kind of dip in quality because they started doing, you know, weekly releases or something. I mean, not saying weekly releases are a bad thing. There are some people that can't keep up with it, but there are some people that push themselves way too hard. And I'd prefer to just, you know, take things slow, work on them as they come. And sometimes a video or a project needs another week before the video comes out. Heck, not the Megalodon, the Mosasaur video took me a whole month to finish making before I released it. And it's one of my favorite videos I've made. It performed phenomenally. So I always say it's quality over quantity of videos. And yeah. If you're going to start doing YouTube, it's something I recommend. I have a lab on a hill with an observation area inside the hill with an enclosure around it that has lots of pine trees. What should I put in it? I'm going to say Ceratosaurus. Put the Ceratos in there. You'll be shipping out for boot camp in less than 2 months? Oh. I don't know if that is that a good or a bad thing. Depends on what you think. Not that. Is there a gap there? I'm going to go ahead and fill that. Because I need to do a better job in this world of actually filling up gaps. Because there's not a lot of lag, but I could foresee in the future I'd like to try and go ahead and get ahead of it. Like I know a lot of like big YouTubers that have big worlds and stuff, and like even some of my friends and even me, like this world is already 3 gigabytes. Just as it is. I could probably reduce that a little bit by deleting some unused chunks that I currently am not using. And that'll save me just a little bit of space and reduce some lag, but there's also like there's potential for lag proofing that I just need to do. But I've been lazy and don't want to do it. And that'll probably end up being a stream at one point. I'm trying to do more like grindy work that I would typically just like do off camera or in like a time lapse type fashion on camera, but during streams. So sometimes we'll work on stuff on these streams that like are not gonna be in a video. Like this rock texturing is not gonna be in a video. I don't, like, I could try and show it in a replay. You just won't see it, if I'm being honest. But, yeah, just trying to take care of more of this stuff where you guys can see it, but I can also get it done. Hello, Gaming Cheetah. How you doing? Hello, wait. Freya? I'm gonna say Freya. Correct me if I'm wrong. That is one of my worst, or like, not worst, but like, one of my fears when streaming is that I'm gonna accidentally say someone's name wrong and they're gonna be offended because I don't know how to read. I really don't. I have to have my roommate, like, read and check every email I send because my spelling, grammar, and reading skills are abysmal. Abysmal. What's going on here? We are working on some terraforming, doing some rock texture on these. We're going to hopefully try and build some of these trees in here and try and get some stuff done, ideally. But yeah, we're chilling. We're chilling. How do you go about shaping enclosures and spacing them out? That's a great question. My biggest piece of advice, and we'll fly all the way over to the storage system for that. My biggest piece, actually, wait, we don't even need to. I have the whole collection in my museum. What am I doing? What am I doing? If you didn't already know, in this mod, you've got the fossils. I'm gonna assume you do, because if you just right-click a biofossil, you get one of these. I like to place these in areas where I'm considering building an enclosure. And it really helps me get a sense of size, a sense of scale for how big the enclosure needs to be. I'll typically try and play around with, like, oh, here's the Ankylosaurus. Let's place down 1, 2, or 3 of them. And, like, see, okay, if I, like, put them there, put them over there, how do they kind of fit together in this space? I did that for this area over here. I did parasaurs in this section, and I wanted, like, 5 in my head. And I placed down a bunch of skeletons, and they just didn't seem to fit. And so I was like, maybe this isn't a great position for them. So that's one of the biggest things you can do when you're coming to sizing out an enclosure, is really trying to put down those biofossils, see how big the animal is if you're playing in survival, or if you're in creative, just place down the animal, see how big it is, try and make sure that each creature has enough space to move around a little bit. You don't want to build a giant, enclosure for Protoceratops and it's like 2 blocks tall and you've got like this giant area, or you don't want to undersize it like for a T-Rex or something, build something super small. So that's the biggest thing I do, is I put down the biofossil, see how big it is, and try and work around that. The other things that, like, shaping wise, I go for very natural shapes. Like, I try and just kind of build something natural, just let the flow kind of take me. I don't really try and like make it a big square, a big box. I kind of just go with the flow and make a wonky shape and then like adapt stuff around it. Most of my enclosures typically have some kind of rock wall element. I think most of them actually, where you've got rock walls kind of lining one side and then you've got a fence on another. I think pretty much all of the enclosures actually take that approach, other than the aquatic species. Most of my open air enclosures are a rock wall with a fence. But yeah, if you have any more like follow-up questions, let me know, because I don't know if I explained that the best, but I'll try. I also try and like leave some empty room in between to kind of fluff out the terraforming a little bit, and let me add some like foliage here and there to, like, I don't know, fluff out the park a little bit. I'm doing well. Recently got back from VidCon in California. That was a blast. Good to hear, Gaming Cheetah. Good to hear. What's the coolest thing you built in Minecraft? I don't know. I like this world as a whole. Is one of my coolest builds. It's one of my favorite builds. I've been really loving the Firewatch tower that we built last episode. I've fallen in love with this. I've been absolutely adoring this design. I've built medieval cities kind of before. Built western towns that have been tons of fun. I'm trying to think of some other cool ones. I once had a realm where, with friends, that I made an iron shop that was fully self-feeding in the, like, shopping district area. Like, I condensed an iron farm and, like, had it sort into all the different stock chests. That was tons of fun. Yeah, I've done a lot of cool stuff, but I don't know. I've always loved this world because of just the sheer amount of work that's gone into it. I mean, it's literally been over a year we've been building in this world, and we're still going and trying to add stuff, so tons of fun, tons of fun. Hopefully it'll let us sleep here in a second. Ideally, it will. Let me sleep. Let me sleep. We can get back to building. Let me sleep. Again, this is the worst part about Minecraft. This is it's not quite night, so it won't let me sleep. But I want it to be daytime, so that way I can keep building rocks. We're almost done, though. I think I'm satisfied enough with this section. If this were like actual enclosure space, I'd probably spend more time like fiddling with the different textures on these, but since they're gonna get covered up with like foliage and stuff and you're not really meant to look at them, I'm fine with them just being kind of a rush job. Pretty fine with it. Oh, we never textured this section of wall. Trying to decide if... Let's see. I just joined. Haven't seen any of your live streams lately? Well, welcome, Landon. We've been working pretty much on this area. Well, we did a stream, I think 3 streams ago, that was this little small section of trees between this fence and the bridge. And then we started working on this area, trying to get it all terraformed up. We've been, I think last stream we did the river's edge, we did some foliage. We've also just been working, trying to replace the river bottom with mud. I think last stream we got netherite for the rest of our tools and stuff. What do you do besides streaming, like your hobby and work? Well, I make the videos. I like try and make the videos, like editing and stuff is a lot of fun for me. So that's my biggest hobby, I guess, at the moment. I also like Legos. I have a whole collection of all the Jurassic Park Legos and like Jurassic World ones. Here, let's finish. Sorry, I just dumped my inventory. Let's finish doing those rocks, and then we can texture that wall that I missed, and then we'll be good. What's your next dino? There's actually 7 new creatures coming in the next video, so stay tuned for that. They're gonna be underground. That gives you an indication what we're working on. You were able to see the taco video. Good. We've got them. All of the little tacos. They're in here. They're having a blast. I hope none of them have gotten out. Would you ever try the Bedrock Dinosaur add-on? I might try it, but I don't think it would be good as Fossils is, in my opinion. Mostly because I've grown up with Fossils. I know Fossils really well. Like Fossils and Archaeology, the mod. I know the developers of Fossils and Archaeology. And that kind of, for me, is a really good thing, because if I ever have any major issues with the mod, it's nice to know that I could at least, like, say, hey, Poe, do you guys know how to fix this? I would literally send her that voice message. Or, like, you know, just any like, I like Fossils and Archaeology because I'm most familiar with Fossils and Archaeology. I also, like, think it fits in with the vanilla game super good, so for this series, it's something I do. I might do, like, a one-off episode on something like a Bedrock add-on, but I don't think I would make a whole series. Ooh, French Mouse, you're close. You're pretty close. And by close, I mean you guessed 2 of the 7. um, yeah, I'm working on some kind of cave system. One of the users in my Discord left a comment left a suggestion in the suggestions channel a long time ago to build some kind of cave system. And I don't know how many national parks do this, but one national park I've actually been to is Mammoth Cave, and it's a really cool national park because it's all centered around the cave and the cave's ecosystem and cave tours and stuff like that, and that's something I want to bring into this world. I'm even kind of planning like maybe a journey to said park, to Mammoth Cave. I think would be really fun to kind of go in person, get some maybe IRL footage, and then bring that into the world. I think would be just a fun time for me, at least. And definitely a big source of inspiration I could take. But yeah. Well, my hobby is I do animations, and it's also my profession. That's amazing. My profession, I think that was part of your question too that I didn't get to, is I'm actually an engineer. Or I'm going to be an engineer. So, it's kind of Minecraft, and this is my break from thinking about trusses and bridges and stuff like that. You should do a video where you play a dinosaur. What dinosaur? I've done streams where I've played other dinosaur games. Those have been tons of fun recently. I tried to do a few of those for the month of June since it's, Jurassic June, as it were. I do like animations. I do. Actually, some of my favorite dino media right now was suggested by someone in the chat on one of these streams, but I really like Dinosauria, which is an animated series here on YouTube. I really like I've been really liking the Muldoon logs, which is not I think it's kind of animated, but it's meant to be in more of a found footage style. I think you classify that as animation. I think it's classified as animation. But it's really good. I've been really enjoying that series. Really love that. If you like Jurassic Park, highly suggest the Muldoon logs. Great free series here on YouTube. But yeah, I do like animation. If you ever make it big, would you do YouTube full-time? Probably not. As like a full-time thing. I think I see myself maybe dedicating more of my real life time to it, like maybe becoming part-time at work, but I don't think I would ever fully do the YouTube thing unless I was super big and I was super secure in the fact that I could support my family. That's the biggest thing to me, is I want to be able to support my family. And so that means I want job security, and I don't know how secure YouTube is as a platform. I already make some decent money on here. Not a lot, and I don't need it per se. But I have been asked that question a lot, so I think like maybe as a retirement thing, for sure I'd full-time send YouTube as a hobby in my retirement. I would even, like, if I made it really big, I could even see myself doing like I said, some part-time or like working for home type situation to do YouTube more frequently. But I don't see myself as like a Grian or a Hermitcrafter or something like that. As much as I would love that would be amazing. And if I made it that big, then I might go full time. But in terms of like my niche right now being Minecraft Dinosaurs, and my life goal ultimately right now is to sustain a family, and to provide for them, I don't think I could see myself doing that with being a full-time YouTuber. Also, like, full-time YouTubers, when they do start to have families, like, in some ways, people, like, expect them to show their kids or, like, to do stuff with their kids. I don't think I would ever want to do that. I think if I have kids and I'm still, like, a big YouTuber and people ask to see that, I'm going to kind of go the PewDiePie or the LD Shadow Lady pathway and, like, really attempt to give them their own private life. Just because, like, that's a luxury I was given. Having a private life where your parents are not, you know, super famous, I think is just a good way. That's just a personal preference as well. Like, you know, there's nothing wrong with parents that raise their kids as part of like a YouTuber's lifestyle or something like that. But for me, that's not what I want for my eventual family. But as a hobby, I love doing this. I've been having so much fun over the past year. So don't think that I'm just going to full stop like some YouTubers do. I do definitely plan to carry this on as a hobby and try and continue it long time. Long time. What if I did that? No. I'm thinking that. No. I'm thinking that, maybe? Maybe that gives it a little bit of a nicer... Yeah. A little bit more round. If you want, I can show you my project. You'll probably love them. I would love to see them. If you aren't already in my Discord, there's multiple channels that your projects could probably apply to. There's a channel specifically for art, so if you want to post them in there. There's self-promotion channel, which if you like are, I don't know what format they're in, but if they're YouTube videos and stuff, feel free to send them in self-promotion. It's the whole point of the channel. I was trying to write, should play a dinosaur survival game like the Isle or Path of Titans. I've never really been big onto the Isle and Path of Titans. I played it out. I think I just don't enjoy the, like, I am a dinosaur mentality. Like, I've never, like, it's fun for a bit for me, but I never get super into it. If that makes any sense. I like when there's humans and dinosaurs and I'm playing as the human. If that makes sense. I guess that's because it's, like, it relates more to me. I have harder time putting myself into the mindset of I am now a dinosaur. So the gameplay is like, oh. And then also, like, I just was never good. I was never good at those kind of games as a kid. So they always, like, ended up frustrating me when I tried to play them. I have played Ark. I'm not playing Ark ever again. I might consider Ark 2. Dependent. I'll give it a try. But I've been down the road of Ark. I spent a summer playing Ark. And my conclusion was I never want to open that game again. And that's not hate on people that like Ark Survival Evolved and such. But I personally don't like the game. It just, in terms of gameplay, I never really did. In terms of, like, the lag and stuff, and, like, how me and my friends played it maybe, like, gave me that kind of opinion of the game. Like, maybe we didn't play it correctly, but all in all, like, I just did not end up enjoying Ark's gameplay, especially as the builder friend. Like, I hope you guys can tell that I probably am the builder friend in most friend group survival game situations. Like in the forest and Sons of the Forest, I was the one setting up the fort while everyone else was gathering supplies. You know, and in Ark, I was building the bases. And Ark's building system is so abysmal. And that's being nice. Ark's building system is probably one of the worst I've ever dealt with in a game. It does not function as intended, in my opinion. It's just because all the items would snap to weird places and would not line up how you wanted them to. And it just got so frustrating so unbelievably quickly. So, I don't know. I like Ark. I like the dinos. The other thing about Ark that also, like, threw me off was the fact that instead of updating the game and the base game mechanics and stuff like that, it kind of only updated to add new dinosaurs, which were just reskinned ones that they already had. That makes sense. Like, it felt cheap to me that they weren't updating base game mechanics, but were putting out paid DLC of just a reskinned pterosaur. And it had all the same functionality as all the other pterosaurs, except it had a crest, or it had a different skin. That just always didn't sit right with me. So, all those reasons, yeah. Encoded to builder. Yep. Yeah, I like, all in all, Ark. I had my fun with Ark. I don't think I'd ever relaunch that game. And then Ark Survival Ascended was just the same as Ark Survival Evolved, with just a fresh coat of graphics. So for all the same reasons, that being the gameplay, I didn't much appreciate that. You have almost 40 rows of hearts. Is that in Minecraft? Or is that a different game? I'm going to assume different game. Maybe Terraria? I also never got big into Terraria. I don't really know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because my friends, like, threw me in on the hardest possible difficulty. And then I didn't have a great time. I want some of this. What's the other stuff I wanted? Because I wanted stairs and slabs. Are there any? Those are that. These. I wanted that. Okay, that'll work. I don't know what I mean. Them. Didn't they tease Ark 2 like 4 years ago? Yeah, Ark 2 is one of those like GTA 6 type things. They said it's coming out. I don't believe them. I truly do not believe that game is coming out. Like, I think that they're just gonna keep delaying it over and over and over again. And again, like I said, like, I'll try that game out, but if it still has some of those key issues, that being like the building system, you know, just the fact that it's like only used to promote like a monthly DLC that doesn't add anything to the game at all, I might skip that game altogether. It really just depends on how it's executed. And I really, really hope it's good. I would love to play a survival dinosaur game like that. I think the concept of Ark is a really good one. It's just some of the execution is what I take issue with and have major problems with. And I think it like, again, a big update to the game could fix a lot of those big issues for me. Or a sequel could have the potential to fix a lot of those issues. A lot of those issues. It just remains to be seen if they're going to take that opportunity. For me, at least. For me. And yeah, I'll probably play it just to see how it is. And if it's good, I might even do a little series. Like a little showcase. Like, oh, cool. I finally played Ark. I did it, guys. I think that's fine. And let's add a little bit of, like, wall damage here. That'll be fine. We can add. Maybe not there, because then it'll look weird. Here. Yeah. Wall! For that teaser, all the creatures look basically the same. It will. I don't think they're going to change much. Yeah, like, if Ark 2 just comes out to be literally all of the same stuff as Ark 1, except they've added, like, one new feature, I'm done. Can't play that. Yes, The Lost Wild. Now that looks like a cool game. That has got me so excited, and I'm so upset that it's coming out next year. But it looks so cool because it's a survival game with dinosaurs that promises the dinosaurs will actively act like real life creatures, and it could be a really cool opportunity for some horror elements of just the creatures. And a lot of the designs look absolutely chef's kiss, you know? Like, cause Ark also, in my opinion, was lazy with their creature design, cause they just took the Jurassic Park ones and changed them up a little bit, and I never really appreciated that. Like, the Dilophosaurus was not creative in Ark. The Velociraptors didn't feel creative in Ark. What the Lost Wild's doing is like giving them their own splash of paint, really modeling these creatures, and I think from what they've said, really tried to put in the effort to make them feel believable. And like, I'm all there for it. Yeah, I think one of the ways it was explained to me is like if the forest and Sons of the Forest was dinosaurs, and that has me so excited, so excited. Another Jurassic Park game, Jurassic Park Survival, is also coming out. I'm really excited for that. I don't exactly know if it'll be similar to The Lost Wild. I don't know if it'll be similar to Ark. There's not been a whole lot said on that. I don't even know when it's coming out, Jurassic Park Survival, but I'm excited for that one because it's a Jurassic Park branded one that isn't just an evolution game. I mean, isn't an evolution game. The evolution games are amazing. Don't get me wrong. I love the evolution games. But it's a different game in the Jurassic Park franchise, which I'm really excited for. And then there is Terrible Lizards, which is a dinosaur parkour type game, I think, which also looks really fun. I think it's less like to do with dinosaurs and more of just to do with a scary monster that looks like a dinosaur. Yes, The Lost Wild has them looking like real animals that are scary if they're in a scary situation, but they're also real animals, so they're not all just killing machines. And it kind of does that balance really good of the we've got dinosaurs, they could eat you, but also they're just a wild animal, just like a bear. So that's got me really excited. Um, the aloe deserves a medal for being one of the best aloes of the year. No, okay, yeah, and I don't know if you've seen the trailer for The Lost Wild. The designs are spectacular. The Allosaurus is so beautiful, so good, so good. And the Dromaeosaurs, I'm not sure if they're meant to be Velociraptor or Deinonychus or Utahraptor. I'm not too sure which Dromaeosaur they're meant to be. They look so good. The feathering pattern, mwah. The way that it like gives them special features, like speculative features, like the kind of like devilish horns that the feathers on the Dromaeosaurs give. Mwah. So good. Give me more. The way the Hatzegopteryx landed and then chased you in the trailer, so good. They're cooking. They are cooking. Let them cook. I'm excited. I'm just really excited for that game. It comes out like next year, and I'm literally shaking in my boots waiting for it. Um, I'll have to do that after stream, Freya. Just because I don't have Discord currently open, and it takes a second to boot up, and I don't want to spend that so long when we have work to be done. I think the area is good. All it is missing are the trees. So I'm going to quickly reset the world. If you've been in a stream before, you know the drill. I'm relaunching it really quickly, but this is just for the replay mod. And it might hurt a little bit. If the trailer was in-game looking, they win my heart. They really do. Because The Lost Wild is just so good. Yeah, and the terror, like the pterosaur was so terrifying. Like I don't even think it was meant to be as terrifying as they made it, but they made the vocals of it incredibly terrifying. They made like just it The Lost Wild is a game I absolutely can't wait for. I think it's gonna be so good. Let's see here. Let's do... I'm just double checking that there's no... I don't think there's really any need for any other foliage in this area. Like, I could maybe put some pickles around the path, but... Nah, I don't think it needs it. Let's go on to the trees. I'm doing it, people. We're starting the trees. We're gonna need a few fences for this, because we're gonna do a first sweep with just building them out a little bit, like building the trunks, just to try and shape them slightly, and then we'll go back through and add leaves to all of them. Yeah. Oh, Hatzegopteryx in general is also, like, yeah, terrifying. But they're just so impressively large that it, like, boggles the imagination. Okay. I'm thinking a tree here, kind of in the pocket of this rock, kind of going along there, so when you're, like, looking out, it could frame this view really nice. And then we also want some stuff to frame this view. We don't want to cover up that view so much, is what I'm trying to get at. But we need enough that it looks cool. So I'm thinking right here will be a good candidate for a tree. Oh, I almost started without clicking the start recording button. This year is the year of the dinosaur part 2. There are a lot of dinosaur things last year, but this year is even more. It does feel like dinosaurs maybe a little bit are coming back to popularity. They kind of, like, dinosaurs have always gone through, like, ebbs and flows in popularity. And it typically coincides kind of with a Jurassic Park movie. Obviously, Rebirth came out last year, which was an okay movie. I think if Rebirth had been better, we would have gotten a lot more, even, like, in terms of stuff afterwards. But, I mean, Rebirth was an okay movie. Like, I'm not here to dog Rebirth. I think Rebirth was fun. Maybe not the best in the franchise, but probably not the worst, in my opinion. I think it could have been better. But it is what it is. And I'm glad that it exists, because it has given us some good content. And some new characters to play around with in the future. I hope the next movie's better. Hopefully they'll surprise me. But then also, Primitive War came out last year, which was just kind of showed that you didn't have to be Universal to make a dinosaur movie. And that other companies have the ability to make a quality dinosaur movie that performs well at the box office. So I'm excited that we're kind of getting a payoff of that in terms of Into Oak Street. We're getting a little bit of stuff for, I think a Wild West movie centered around dinosaurs. I don't know if that's accurate, but I've heard rumors, and I'm excited to see if that's the case. We're gonna go, like, right there, I'm gonna say. And we'll do a little bit. Not that many. Okay, let's kind of take a step. I need to make sure to take a step back from multiple angles, because this viewpoint is super important. I think that that's, like, dead center on the viewpoint. So I don't know if that's good or not. Even Paw Patrol wanted to join. So true. Yes, okay, cool. I'm not crazy. There is a Wild West. It's kind of hard in today's, age to decipher what's an actual thing getting made and what's, like, AI slop that someone, like, posted, which sucks. I would, like... I can't wait for till they give, like, more protections on, like, different things for, like, AI use. Like, I really think YouTube should implement a feature that literally is just switching on and off whether you want to see AI-generated thumbnails on your feed. This isn't, like, I'm not trying to call anyone out, or like try and start anything, but I genuinely dislike AI thumbnails, and they're getting so prevalent nowadays, and I really don't like it. Like, they're just so, in my mind, cheap, and it kind of like, it really sucks to see them getting more popular, because in my opinion, they still, no matter how like you slice it, AI just takes media that other people have made and adapts it to what you prompt it to. So in some way, whenever someone asks for an AI thumbnail, they're just basically taking what someone else has already made and like copying it to make their own thing better. And it's just so cheap, especially as someone who does like try and actively put some effort into their thumbnails. Like, it's its own art form, and it sucks to see it be cheapened by people just generating a prompt in ChatGPT, downloading it, and putting it in their thing. Why is the closest dripstone cave 7,000 blocks away? We never know. And I actually need dripstone stuff for my next build, so I really hope that mine is not super far away. Yeah, AI can go away, please. And I really hope that eventually YouTube will implement some kind of protection. Like, I think an option to stop recommending AI thumbnails. Like, I genuinely just think they are the laziest you can be when you're making YouTube videos. And, like, I've even heard of some people using AI editing, and I'm like, dude, you've just taken all of the enjoyment, all of the pleasure out of being a YouTuber, and you're literally just doing it for profit now. And that's not the point. You have lost the sauce. Yeah. It's like the whole part of YouTube is, like Spike said, to be creative. And the people that, like, are just using it so that they can get a little bit more money in their pocket really taint it for the rest of us. In my opinion, at least. And people that use AI thumbnails are those people. They are just doing it for the quick and easy, and that's not, in my opinion, how you should make YouTube videos. Burn the AI. I was talking to, he said he helps him save time to work on what he really wants to do. That's great and all. Saving time is great. Learn how to make thumbnails faster. Like, if you sat down and practiced making thumbnails, or even just looked up YouTube videos. That's what I did personally, is just looked up how to make better thumbnails. I also got a lot of help from fellow creators like Spike, like Lorikeet, like I think even Fern and Lightacat gave me a little bit of advice here and there. It's really easy to just get better at them over time, and then it just becomes a really fast thing to do. At max, I spend about maybe an hour, maximum on a thumbnail. Like, yeah, Spike, you probably take like 15 minutes. And the fact that you would rather just take 2 seconds, type in a prompt, download it, and then use it just so you can do it quick and dirty, I don't like it. It doesn't sit right with me. It's not part of the process, or what the process should be. And it sucks too, because even though it is AI, some of those videos do really good because kids don't know the difference yet. That really kind of upsets me. Not the kids. It's no fault on like younger generations, but like, because like they don't know about it, they just watch the video that has a fun AI generated like amalgamation of doom. So I don't know. I could rant. I just really don't like it. I think it's just cheap. And I really hope YouTube and like Instagram and other social media platforms adopt some different things to kind of like dissuade people from using AI to generate content. They aren't going to. I already know that that's not in the cards for any of those corporations. But a boy can dream. A boy can dream. And I also, like, I get it, like, AI is just part of our world now. I don't think there's any getting rid of it. There's ways, looking at it as an engineer, there are ways to make it more sustainable, so that way it is not this huge toll. There are ways to regulate it, to make it more ethical, to make it better and more of a tool. And that's just stuff we're really missing right now. And then, like, at the end of the day, people are going to use it. It's just we need to find a way forward that makes it more ethical and more regulated. Had some guy put one of my renders through AI. Best believe he was striked. Good Spike. Why was I clicking my bed? I got distracted. Sorry. This tree is too small. Like that's a stump of a tree. There we go. Oh, it's because I ran out of wood. That's why. Yeah. When AI was Siri or Alexa. Oh yeah, I said, like, I was talking about, like, game AI, like the AI of the dinosaurs in, like, I think Evo. I was playing Evo and said AI, like dinosaur AI. And like it, like, took me out of it for a second. I was like, wait, I hope people know that I'm talking about, like, just their in-game code, not their, not like an actual AI program. Yeah, and when people actually drew, like again, I genuinely consider making thumbnails to be its own art form, and that's why it bugs me to see people use AI for them. Like, I think using AI art as your own in any capacity is cheap and scummy. No matter what it is, really. Because at the end of the day, you didn't create it. You're just profiting off of it. And I don't like it. I think that is something that really needs to stop. It needs to stop in the Minecraft space. It needs to stop in pretty much anything you can think of. Using AI art as your own, claiming it's yours, and making profit off of it is not great. And that's not, like, demonizing, like, people that just use AI to, like, generate a funny picture. Like, that it's fine. It's maybe not the best. It's maybe not the most socially aware. But it's lighthearted in nature, in my opinion. Like, my grandma. My grandma. Hold on, I will grab this. Excuse me. My grandma got me this for my birthday. It is an AI-generated storybook. Am I going to throw this out because it's AI? No. This was a gift from my grandma. She paid money for this. Do I disagree with the fact that AI was used to make all the images in this? Yes. I would prefer someone actually have made it. Do I think that these creatures are horrendous nightmares that boggle the imagination? Yes. Yes, I do. Did my grandma still buy this for me? Yes. So I will not throw it away. But stuff like that comes from a lightheartedness, not someone just trying to take a shortcut to profit, which, in my opinion, there's nuance, in my opinion. All right, Frey, have a good time at work. Allosaurus, what are we nowadays? Can't see real paleo art anymore. Yeah, there's also, like, that kind of sucks about it too, is, like, there's a little bit of struggle. Like, I would like paleo art. Like, I look up paleo art sometimes to get inspo on some builds. I've looked up paleo art to get inspo for thumbnails, actually. Like, the Psittacosaurus episode thumbnail was literally just a piece of paleo art that I tried to recreate. And yeah. I just, like, I've been seeing it more and more prevalently that there's just AI generated art, and it's really disheartening. Really, really disheartening. Let's see. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, we need to fill in through here as well. I think right here would actually be a perfect spot. For this, I'm really just trying to space them out reasonably. Like, I try not to make two so super close to one another. That doesn't always happen. Sometimes they get a little bit closer. I tried looking up Ceratosaurus paleo art and just show me eye. That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm so sorry. There's some good paleo art out there. And I also found a really good website for like room decor. Like paleo room decor, I guess is what we'll call it. Or just dinosaur inspired room decorations that has like a certification at the bottom that no AI was used and it's all human art. And I love that. I think that needs to become more prevalent, if I'm honest. Like I would love to see that in most products that like AI could touch. Like I think that's a really clever way to one limit and help like customers try and source ethical art. How's it going? Going good. We're building some trees finally in this area that I've done like 2 streams on. Where I said I was going to be building trees 2 of those streams ago. We're currently ranting about AI. Some of my favorite pastime. You know? There we go. I've just discounted myself from all futures in like corporate business. I've denounced AI. I'll never be hireable now. I'm kidding. It does suck too that like AI seems to have a really big, or at least the companies behind AI seem to have a really big hold on a lot of the world and like a lot of the governments, which is scary and sucks. This is a lot of trees, by the way. These are a lot of trees. I think if we can get this, like, this section done, this will be good. I also realized how little there is, like, right here. There should have been another branch on that one. Maybe we'll add that. People are also making AI look like sketches. Yeah, I hate how good it is at getting... How good it's starting to get at replicating real life art or human-made art. I worry for the day when it is impossible to tell. Because that just means art is just going to continue to be this recycled garbage. Because that's what AI art is. It is just a slop of recycled art. I think you're right. I think AI has its uses. In the field of engineering, I know that being an engineering student has gotten tremendously easier now that I have the ability to use AI as a tool and like help learn a little bit. Like it's encouraged by a lot of my professors now to maybe like review or check your work with AI as it can like spot mistakes and stuff. But I think generating AI art is one of those ethical things that I don't agree with. Like I think we've said it already, but I'll reiterate, like it just reuses someone else's creation to make whatever you prompted it to, and then you use that to like for profit or to make content is something I heavily disagree with, because you're essentially taking someone else's work and just reusing it in a weird amalgamation. to profit, and it takes all the artistry out of something. Like YouTube itself is a very artistically expressive platform. To just use an AI thumbnail is really cheap. It's really fast, and it's really scummy in my opinion. Yeah. Oh yeah, and like AI, like people currently, AI has become such a buzzword that like you say, oh, the dino's AI isn't that great. It means I'm talking about the dino's code, like the actual coding for the animals, not the an artificial intelligence platform. It just means the way they're coded. It's hard to navigate some of that, and like that just comes with our modern age. We'll eventually figure it out, hopefully, or we won't. Okay, I think the stems are placed. I think that's a good spread. I think they're spaced out pretty nicely, pretty randomly, in my opinion. There's a little bit of a space here, but I think we might try and build like a shorter tree, or maybe just an opening here, because there's a viewpoint out of this that I kind of want to preserve and don't want to cover up with a huge tree just like right there. Um yeah. There has been a huge uptick for using AIs in the Minecraft YouTube space. And it also sucks that there's it seems to also be pretty prevalent in the modding community. Because granted, learning how to use Blockbench and Blender to make your thumbnails is a thing you have to learn, a skill you have to develop, and it would be so much easier and quicker to just ask AI to throw a dinosaur into your Minecraft landscape. But like I said, it just feels cheap. I'm actually just gonna save it like that. Sorry, I'm not quitting. We're just resetting the replay. I try and preface that every time I go to the main menu, just so people don't hop out of here, but I sometimes forget. If ever you see me just going to the main menu, it's not because we're ending, it's because we're saving a replay. I typically just end with a escape menu or an E, just so you're aware. But yeah, it's really disconcerting how many Minecraft YouTubers are turning to AI instead of developing just their own skills. And yeah, it's also, yeah, I don't know. Oh yeah, it doesn't even need to be that fancy. It's a screenshot in text. Like it can, it does, like making a thumbnail is not that hard, in my opinion. Before I actually learned Blockbench and stuff, I would just I would do this. I would literally go into either Freecam, or I would literally just build up some blocks. They're not over here, but I would literally just find a nice picture, get in like real close to a dino, maybe even zoom in a little bit more. Depends on what I was doing. Take a picture, add Minecraft dinosaurs onto the top of that. I think this is literally a thumbnail that is on my channel for when we built the Diplodocus, and it's literally just a picture with the Diplodocus in it because it's not loaded right now, and then Minecraft dinosaurs in text. Did fine. That's all that it really needed to be. I could have added a bunch of red arrows with, just a Photoshop type thing if I wanted to. I chose not to. I liked it. I like simple. I like simplicity in my thumbnails. I sometimes get a little clickbaity with the other games. I like simple Minecraft thumbnails. We'll say that. But I like to be funny with some of the other like games, and specifically the live streams. I've been having fun making like stupid thumbnails for like the horror ones, like the horror live streams that we've been doing for the scary dino games. I don't know, but like making thumbnails, it does not take that long. It doesn't take a whole lot of skill to make a halfway decent one, and it's just way better than recycling someone else's work. I'm even getting concerned because some people are using AI to edit. Some people are using AI to edit shorts videos, And even I've heard of long form editing done by AI, and it's very scary. Very scary. Um and I don't like that. Like it would be so easy for me to set up like that uh thing, just AI generated shorts, and then post like 10 a day to grow my channel, but I prefer not. Maybe I'm old fashioned. Maybe I like doing things the old way. And that's just like actually putting work and effort into your thing. And then the good times will come. There we go. Yeah. Sorry, I need to start recording. Bars. Yeah, it AI could definitely, like, it has the capability to edit videos. Like, it could do it. It could totally splice all the videos together in some way that would kind of give you a little bit of contents or clicks. But it would have no soul. It would have no effort. And then everyone that knew that it was AI generated, or like could see it, would just be like, this is disgusting. Now, that said, like, it's getting harder and harder to tell, which is my big issue and my big concern. Is like, at what point will we stop being able to tell that someone just AI'd this video, or that someone actually took the time and the effort to do it? And I really hope that YouTube puts some kind of protections in place or something similar to make sure that, like, we know. Currently when you make a video, there's a small screen that asks if AI was used to maybe like alter a person. I think that needs to be broader. Like, that protection in YouTube. I think there's like 3 bullet points that it asks when you post a video. Like, did you use AI in these 3 ways? And it's typically like, did you make a person say something that they did not say? And that's the gist. I would like more protections. Like, I would like it to say, like, did you use AI thumbnails? Did you use AI to edit? Did you use AI to do whatever part of the video? So that way there's a setting in my feed or something like that that I can be like, I do not want to see videos with AI. That way I could just filter them all out. Yeah. And AI checkers will also help with that. It's just it's becoming progressively hard as a person and as a consumer to tell, and that's worrisome in my opinion. It it won't, like, I don't think we'll ever, get overrun. I mean, at a certain point there will always be resistance. I think we'll be fine. At the end of the day, we'll be fine. It's just a little scary right now. And, like, people you would expect to, like, maybe be against it a little bit more just haven't been seeming to put up that resistance. And I typically would have thought, like, Minecraft YouTubers would have been kind of those people that are like, eh. Well, I mean, okay, the good Minecraft YouTubers are the ones that actually know what this game is about, and it's about creativity and, like, you know, actually putting work towards something. People that understand that this game is about letting yourself have a creative outlet don't use AI for their thumbnails. There are others who do, and I would love to understand why, other than the corporate reason of it's faster, I can produce more content. More content means more likes, more subs, more growth. I couldn't care, honestly. I don't think that that's a valid excuse. I see the benefit that you're talking about, but I think you've just ruined the whole reason people make videos and people work on Minecraft in general. I don't know. I could rant all day. And there's so many different ways you could feel about this. And there's so many nuances that it's like, yeah, I'm not going to cover everything in this one stream and as this one person streaming. There's just so much that can be said. But yeah, I would love to know why they're used as thumbnails for Minecrafters who are supposedly meant to be creative. The reunion. The reunion of Spike and Light. Bum, bum, bum. There we go. But yeah, I also like I've said it in my Discord to people, you know, like I have said like I would never take like paid promotion from things that I don't believe in. And that like extends to AI. Like I will never make an AI thumbnail because I don't believe in that. And I wish more YouTubers stayed at their word when they said they would not do that. Yeah. It was earlier. We're not allowed to talk about that. Remember? We're not allowed to speak of such things. I think if we can thicken this tree up a little bit, it'll be fine. I would really, okay, I would like to evolve my tree building a little bit. There are some problems with these trees that I wish I could like. One, if I had all the time in the world, these would be much different trees. If I had the ability to spend like all day playing Minecraft 24/7, 7 days a week, and it was like my main job, these trees would look really different. Unfortunately, I don't have that luxury. So, I would really like in the future, like in a future series, to try better tree building. But unfortunately, we are locked in on this world. These are how the trees look, and I'm not replacing them. Because I don't simply have the time to do that. Maybe in like a couple years. Maybe we'll come through in like creative or something and like completely change how the park looks with different trees. Also, please do a Path of Titans video or stream. I might do a stream on it. I think I'm tapped out of funds for new games for this month. I kind of bought a bunch of new games that I don't really have the funding for anymore. Just because I'm budgeting until I go back to work. But maybe in the future, for sure. I would definitely consider it. I want to try and play, you know, some more Dinos games just in general. Because playing other games is a great way to get creative inspo. Especially for the series that I make. Like, I would love some more Dinos inspo. So, consuming other games and other forms of, like, dinosaur media are a great way for me to get some inspo. So, I'm definitely down to play that. So, I'll probably check it out. But probably in a stream, because I do most other games I do in a stream, and then maybe I'm trying to like condense them down into a video. Like post stream. And I feel kind of bad posting like the same content twice, just the one's an edited version, but YouTube doesn't really recommend live streams after they're done. So I figure it'll be a better way to give some of the audience a little taste of what that game was like. There we go. How do we feel about this tree? Are we feeling good? I'm feeling kind of good about it. I think it's a little wonky, and I think some other trees will maybe help in this area. But that's to come in a second. Like, I think that's fine. I think this is kind of throwing me a little bit. Also, I just scrapped my mod. Oh. Another fancy thing. First rocks, now trees. Yes! We try and pull out all the stops here on this series. I attempt. I try. Ah, that sucks to hear, Landon. Sucks to hear. It always sucks when a project that you start working on doesn't, like, work out. Like, I've had a couple of videos that I started, like, recording for and even editing that just didn't work out, and I had to scrap them. It's always such a, like, a bad moment. I need a better CPU. Nar. Okay. I think that's good. I think the first tree is done. How long have we been going? 2 hours. We've got this. Let's go about there. Let's do that. Yeah. Have it overhang just a little bit into the path. But yeah, I would totally, like, if I were to restart this series, I think I would do trees completely differently. It's just I'm stuck in this now. I've tried to spice it up a little bit with some of the tree designs lately. But yeah, I just would really like an out. These kind of I think that'll be fine. Bum, bum, bum. Task manager. There we go. I think that'll work good for the base. I'm gonna say yes. And we'll go let's go up this way. A little bit shorter there. I think not that. I mean, honestly, maybe leave that there. No, we'll go right there. Okay, get back up there. I'm going to get off and have a good rest of the stream. Thank you, Dragon Sage. Thank you for sticking around. Been great having you. Let's see. I think that's fine. Sorry, I'm more focused on this now. So if this is less, me talking, I apologize. Just trying to figure out the best ways to do these. I'm gonna go around the corner here. And I think just that, honestly, will be fine. Ow. Let's see. How does that look? Yeah, we can do that. I think that's fine. I think that'll be good. It's so hard too, like recording time lapses for these, because they are typically super duper long. Like I might even like slice it up into 3 time lapses. Like we might do these like 4 first, and then we'll do maybe these next 4, and then these 2 in like 2 different video clips. All in one time lapse montage, but like, is replacing my dinosaur Minecraft mod with entire dinosaurs or a bad idea? I'm not sure what you mean. I'm not entirely sure what you're doing. I am not a very technical person when it comes to all the stuff that happens with modding in Minecraft. But I don't know. Let me sleep, please. Sorry, there's just gonna be me trying to sleep. Okay. After you scrap the mod, I decided let's just make an entire dinosaur survival game. Honestly, go for it. Again, dinosaur survival games are incredible. I've played, what did I play? I played the Unknown Tapes and also Blood Mall, which are both indie dinosaur horror games this past month. And I think Blood Mall was made in a period of 7 days. Not saying you have to do that, but like it was a fantastic, fantastic game. And it really did surprise me that it was made on such like a short time frame, but with also such a small team. There are a lot of opportunities to have great success with small indie developed games. Does that guarantee that every single game you make is going to be a great success? No. But I encourage you to make them how you want to make them, and at the end of the day, someone will appreciate them. YouTube and video like game creation are a lot in the same, where you can like make something and a lot of people might recognize it or not a lot of people might recognize it. But as long as you keep going and keep making games or keep trying to make videos, eventually someone will take notice. And if it's 1 person or 1,000 people, I say the goal is, you know, entertaining just 1 person is a noble goal. Yes, I did. I sent it to I actually sent it to Charlie, I think. I think it would be so fun to get the gang on that. It basically is finally a dinosaur friend slot game, which is what we've been needing for our content. It looks actually really fun. It kind of is just like a cartoony version of like Could You Run Jurassic Park. And I'm all here for it. I think it'll be so funny, so chaotic that I can't wait. I'm in school for an undisclosed amount of time. I'm not allowed to say anything. How long? It come out in like who knows how many years, but I don't need to try about. Hey, that's okay. Sometimes greatness takes a while, and it's okay. Take your time. Like I said, someone will eventually appreciate, or someone will like see it, appreciate it, and love it, and you'll have made someone's day. And if that's the goal, you will have succeeded. I'm so down to play. I think it looks like so much fun. Just, it looks chaotic, as most friend slop games are. It, like, kind of reminds me of Peak and Jurassic Park mixed together a little bit. I love Peak. Peak was a great fun friend slop game. I've never liked how negative people use friend slop. I think friend slop is an entirely valid genre. I like, they made a game. It was fun. It was fun to play with friends. Perfect. I think, like, the most recent is Mecha Chameleon. It's great. It's also, like, friend slop games have been so creative for no apparent reason. They're not all these, like, huge, super developed, studio-made, like, games that took, like, 6 years to come out. They were most of the time made in, like, 2 weeks, with a simple creative premise, and they've just been phenomenal. Mecha Chameleon is just one of those games that's, like, so creative, and it, like, I don't know. I've been playing a lot of it recently with friends, and it's just been, it's a good time. I like friend slop games because they're just a good time. Turn your brain off, hang out with some friends in our digital age. Yeah, it's just Peak with dinos. I'm very bad at it. My strategy is literally just to play hide and seek, and I'll just put my character in, like, the most aggravating of spots. Like, I'll find the one crack or crevice that it lets you put your character in, and just full send it into that one spot. I think that that's a good tree. Maybe not the best, but again, this isn't an enclosure. It doesn't need to be the best in this area. Okay, we could probably... Let's see. I'm going to say we've got probably about 30 more minutes before I am starving and need to go eat, so I'm going to try and get at least 2 more done. At least 2 more. Let's go here. I want that to branch out a little bit more. I think that's good. I think this side can maybe be one of these. Yeah, there we go. Scaffolding. Let me just get on top of it, because if I don't... There we go. And we'll go right there. And go over... No, I wanted to go out a little bit more. That'd be good. What's Mecha Chameleon? Is that what it's called? Yeah, Mecha Chameleon, it's just the latest friend slop game. It's the game where you basically play hide and seek. It's kind of like prop hunt, but you actually get to paint your character. Everyone has these, like, basically a blank white 3D model, and you just have to go and hide and then paint yourself to fit into your surroundings. It's tons of fun. If you've not seen it or played it, it was pretty cheap, I believe. Like, for that kind of game. Like, I recall it being kind of cheap. I don't remember how much it was. But it just a very fun time with friends. Yeah. Again, like friend slop games, great. Great innovation. AI could never come up with a friend slop game. Because it doesn't have friends. No one likes it. It's not even invited to the birthday party. Oh yeah, $6. Nice. When the Minecraft music be hitting. Let's see. Does that kind of work? Trying to shape this out a little bit better. Nope, not what I wanted. It wasn't evident how many rockets I used during this process. It's a lot. Because I am very impatient. Oh, cool. $8 Canadian. In my opinion, not bad for some fun with friends. Like, it was genuinely, like, for the price, provided a lot of fun. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited for the Dinosaurs print slop one. I think that would be a great video to do with the gang, like Light, Spike, Charlie, and Fern. I think that would be great. Even Jaden, maybe Jaden would be able. It's kind of hard to play with the Aussies a little bit for me, just because, not like hard to play with them. They're great gentlemen. It's hard because of the timing. Just because I have like school when they're going to bed, or like when it's their evening. Like the activities of my day are when they're able to play. And then, you know, even with like Fern and everybody, it's a little bit hard because I'm the only, I think, well, Lights, you're American too, so it's just hard scheduling wise to get everybody in one spot at one time. Bum, bum, bum. Bum, bum. Bum, bum. Ba-da-ba-bum. Sleep schedule messed up, so I'm gonna wait for the Aussies homies. Yeah, if I could have a messed up sleep schedule, I totally would. I just can't. I have to go to class and do homework. I actually have a little bit of homework I have to do right after the stream. It'll take me like 5 minutes. That's why I'm actually streaming instead of doing it. That's another reason I don't ever commit to like a stream schedule, is because some weeks I've got tons of homework. Others, I really don't. And I know if I said I had a stream schedule, it'd be kind of hard to, yeah, just hard to keep up. Yeah, I just always have to wake up early. Or I'm working. I'm either in school or I'm working right now. There is no in between. There is no room for a bad sleep schedule. How much longer will I be attending classes? Well, I'll have classes until the end of July and early August, and then I go back to internship in August, like really, I think around August, like 10th or 11th. So pretty soon, you know, after getting done with finals for this semester. And then that whole next season will be working on co-op and stuff, and then we'll be on internship, and then coming back for classes in the springtime, and then going back to interning in the next summer is just, yeah. So until 2028, basically, is when I'll still be in like school and stuff. Which kind of sucks, but we'll get through it. See if I can. Just trying to thicken it up. I think we've got a good one. Eh. Can also tell that I am completely losing energy because I have been up for quite a while. And we've been doing this quite a bit. But I think we're getting to a good spot. Take a look back. I think it looks pretty good. They're a little sparse right now, which just means I need to fill them in a little bit more. Nah, you can't get me full-time making content. Unfortunately, I will have a job still. Not unfortunately, very fortunately. Can't say that. My job is actually very good to me. Very, very good to me. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. When I'm retired. We can do full-time. We can do full-time light one day. Let's try that. You need daily Coda streams. You know what? I mean, like, I've been having a lot of fun streaming lately. I don't know what it is. I think I've just had a lot of free time. I say that I'm gonna have probably no free time like next week because I've been having a lot of free time. But yeah, I've been having fun streaming. Making good amounts of progress on stream has been good. It means I can get the video out with some good progress being done. You know. I think these are all three good. I need to go through and add. How did I do this? I always like look at other sections of the forest to be like, how did I think like I might even add another tree in there. But I think, well, bye, Landon. I think for this first section of time-lapse, that'll be good. Just getting those 3 in there. And then I'll probably switch camera angles to get these 3. And then I'll switch camera angles again to get these like 4. Yeah, let's save that section of time-lapse. I'm going to save that. It's a little bit. All right. Okay. I think I'm pretty tired. Let's load back into the Dinos world, but I don't think we're gonna do any more building. Is there anything you guys want to see before we wrap up? I just think I'm burnt out of Steam. We might do another stream sometime this week to take care of more of the trees. We got a good 3 done. We got all the stems for the big ones planted. We'll have to fill in a little bit more here and there. But yeah. I think we're good. We'll do info tree 1. There you go. Yeah. Hopefully the video will be out by Friday. I think that's what I'm aiming for. The goal is probably to get all these trees done, which I don't think will take too much more longer. I mean, we've already got most of the setup done. We've gotten the hard part with the foliage and the rock and all the other details and stuff. It's just about actively sitting down. And I think I average about 10 minutes a tree. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So a little bit over an hour is what we've got left. But I think we could probably do that in another stream. Upcoming, we'll probably start the next stream with finishing off these trees if I don't do any more of them off camera. And then, you know, try and fill in a little bit with some smaller trees. But yeah, I think I'm just tired for tonight because I've been doing a bunch of classes. So I will go, let's go somewhere and end out the episode with a beautiful, beautiful sunset. Let's go to the bridge. My little walking bridge. And there we go. You got the Diplos in the background. Look at how cute those are. Hello, Ravi. I'm sorry, we're ending it. Was right as you're getting here. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being awesome in the chat. And I'll see you guys in the next stream. Hopefully, maybe sometime this week if I have it in me. And I have the time. But yeah, thank you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one.